Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your boy C Wood back to you with another video. Man, I'm super excited today. Why? Because we are upgrading the power supply in the Alienware Aurora R7, and this is the EVGA Supernova G3 850 watt power supply. And man, we're upgrading this because pretty soon we are upgrading the graphics card in the Alienware Aurora R7. I'm looking to get a RTX 2080. The specific model that I'm looking at is the EVGA RTX Ultra XC. And man, I go into that card at a later date. So I'm looking to upgrade to the EVGA Ultra XC gaming card. But before we do that, we have to upgrade the power supply. So grab some snacks, grab something to drink, and let's get into this video. Now, we got the EVGA 850 G3 right here. We're gonna go ahead and get this box open. And then we'll go through the installation process. So knife on deck. I got the power supply from Micro Center, the specific Duluth Micro Center. Got it for a real good deal. I got this power supply for $109.99. So we also have a quick unboxing. All right, so we got the manual here. Who needs manuals? Let's see here. Got a pouch. Okay, so we have the screws for the power supply. VGA cable here, and I like the way it's braided. We got the power cord, main Molex cable here, goes to the motherboard. CPU, it's another CPU, it's another VGA graphics card. This is a modular system, so that's why everything is separate. We'll figure out the exact cables needed. Looks like this SATA stuff, and so it looks like we got everything that we need. Got some cable ties. And they have this package so well. Look at that. That looks good. All your modular. So we won't have a need for everything. We'll definitely put everything that we need to use. So this does fit ATX systems cases. And so this is definitely, we're gonna definitely make sure that everything fits correctly when we install this. And let's go ahead and get into the installation. All right, so what we're gonna do here, let's go ahead and pop the siding off. All right, so we got the system here. What we need to do is actually take the screws off on the back. What we are definitely going to do is actually take a picture of everything, what it looks like now. So when we're putting it back together, we could kind of match up everything to where it needs to be. But we're gonna go ahead and take everything out, then we're gonna put it back in. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Let's go ahead and swing this open. And like I said, what we're gonna do is we're actually going to take a picture so we see what everything looks like. We're gonna take two pictures, one like this, and then we are going to go ahead and unplug the power from our hard drives. Let's go ahead and get this graphics card bar pulled out of the way. We're gonna take the power off of the hard drives. Unhook those. Got that taken off, but as you can see, here's the Molex power cable that's going to the motherboard. We're actually going to go ahead and disconnect this. So there's a clip on the side of it. So once you push that clip in, you can go ahead and take that out. We're going to unhook that. So we got those two out, and we're going to take another picture. This cable right here actually goes to the CPU. So we're going to unhook this, and this is actually routed along the actual side of the case. So we're gonna make sure that we unroute this, because that's all a part of that. And once we do that, we should be able to pull it out. We're gonna unhook the power from the 1 terabyte hard drive. And let's see here. We're gonna unhook the power to the graphics card here. And speaking of graphics card, we are actually going to go ahead and take that out. Yeah, we want to take this out because it takes up so much room. As far as the cables to the power supply, we pretty much got everything that we need unhooked. So we got everything that we need unhooked. You definitely need to take this plate off so we could get to the other cables. That way you can see all the cables that are here, and we can slide this out. This is the 460 watt power supply that comes with the Alienware Aurora R7. Now there is one cable that I ordered from Amazon. It's going to be coming in the mail pretty soon. That cable is this one. This is actually goes to the optical drive. It's a 6-pin power cable that actually goes to the optical drive. And I actually had this unhooked because I was doing some experimenting and stuff like that. But I ordered this because this cable is not included in the EVGA power supply. So if you do have an optical drive in your system, well, you will need to order the adapter. It's a 6-pin to 15-pin metal adapter, so you could be able to use this. Look at this beauty right here. So we definitely, this is a bigger fan. I think this fan is actually 130 millimeters, so this is pretty cool. But this right here is actually going to go into the system like this. And I'm just testing this out to make sure everything fits, and it fits perfectly. So that means that once we put the screws and everything on the back, we attach the cables that we need only. This is a modular system, so what I love about that, we don't have to use all the cables. So we will only put in exactly what we need. All right, guys, so here's what I need to do. I got all the cables that I need, so I will point out each cable as I connect them, so you'll know exactly which cables that you need. You don't need all of the cables that come with comes with the power supply. If you could see this here. All right, so you have the motherboard, Molex cable that goes here, CPU one. You only need one of these plugged in, VGA 1. You have 3 SATA power connections, peripherals, and then you have 3 VGA connections. So we only need one of these, 2 of these, one here, one CPU, and then the motherboard. So this points out the back and the fan comes out. So it should look like this. And what we do here, we take these screws that came with the system, and let's go ahead and screw these in first. And it looks like the holes on the back, I can't show it to you right now, but it looks like they're off just slightly, but we're going to make it work. So we have it secured in, so that is good. What we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and plug in the actual cables that we need. So again, this is the motherboard cable. This is the Molex cable. So we are going to plug this in. So we got this one plugged in, so the other end is actually going to go to the motherboard. So we got that plugged in the back of the PSU. The next cable, we're going to need actually 2 of these. This is the SATA cable, and it actually says it right here. So we're going to need 2 of these because we have 2 2.5-inch SSD drives that we have here that these are actually going to be connected to. And then we'll need the other cable here. Here's the other cable that's actually going to connect the optical drive and also the 1 terabyte 7200 RPM drive. So we'll need 2 of these. Let's go ahead and plug this in. And as I'm seeing now here, it's actually more beneficial to plug these in first on the back, so you don't have to be trying to peek and see where they actually go on the back of the PSU before you screw this in, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and plug these in. Now, this cable right here is the CPU cable, so you need 1 of these. All right, so we got the CPU cable in. And this right here is the actual VGA cable. So this is gonna go to our graphics card. And all you're doing, if you're reading this, it's pretty much plug and play. It says VGA here. And so what you do is you just plug it into the first VGA slot on the power supply. All right, guys, so that's all the cables plugged into the actual power supply. So what we're gonna do is actually lift open the cage and we're gonna route these cables where they need to go. All right, so we got everything pulled through. And the first thing that we're gonna do is actually go ahead and plug this up to our motherboard. So just make sure that snaps in. This is our CPU cable. So we're actually gonna route this back up under here like the other cables were, so it could be out of the way. And so the actual CPU connector is right here. It says ATX CPU, and you only need to plug in one of these. This is the SATA cable. So it has 3 on here, but we only need 2. And we're actually going to stretch these 2 together like this. So just make sure that you put these in correctly because they go in a certain way. Tell you what, let's just go ahead and take that out so you can see it. This is the Sandisk drive that I installed. So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check that out. But this has like an L-shaped curve, so we have to plug that in. You just want to make sure. All right, so we got that. All you gotta do is just slide that back in. And then here's the other 2.5-inch drive that I have. And on this one, this is the Samsung 860 Evo. I do not have a video on this one, but it goes in just like the Sandisk. Now, I do not have the adapter for the optical drive that goes up here, but I am going to install that when it comes in. It's real simple. What I am going to do, so I'm going to make sure that this one, I leave room for this to actually go up at the top and connect to the other adapter that should be coming in the mail pretty soon. And I'm just going to install this one to the 1 terabyte hard drive. That one is going to go here. I'm looking at this because I see a potential issue. Potential issue that I'm seeing with this is actually the case might not go on all the way. We're going to see. So when we put this on and we put the case back on, we'll see if this works. If this does not work, we may need to get some more cables, but we'll see. So the only other thing that we have left is the actual power cable to the graphics card. So before we put the graphics card in, I am going to see, it came with some cable ties here, so let's see if we could do some management. We could go ahead and attach this cable. So that's an 8-pin connector. So we got that put in. Okay, so what we're doing right now is actually making some changes. We pretty much got everything plugged in. I pulled the graphics card power cable back out because we're going to route that through here. But I'm also checking one more thing here. And this SATA cable here, I actually want to route that back through here. So we are going to unplug it. So this will route here. Once we put the plate back over this, it'll look better. let's go ahead and put the side on. And man, this will be the determining factor. It looks like that may be an issue. As you can see, we have the opening right here. Part that we're having an issue with. So I don't know if you can see it right here, but what we're going to need to do for the time being, I'm actually going to unplug my 1 terabyte hard drive. I'm going to unplug the power from it. I don't use it except just for like storage for some stuff. So I am going to remove that. And once we do that, see, it goes on without a problem. So yeah, we're gonna have to look into ordering some more power cables that are right angle. So that's just one of the things about this type of case. It's very compact, and you know, it's designed to work with Dell stuff. So hey, that's it though. So now what we need to do is actually power this thing up and make sure everything is working. All right guys, so here we go. I got everything set back up. Okay, now let's try this here. And we have power. And I know I turned my monitor on. Okay, I am getting no signal on the monitor. So let me see what's going on here. All right guys, so I have figured it out. After troubleshooting. Okay, so here's what was happening. You remember when I said to make sure that you take a picture of everything that you have before you started making changes? Well, so where this cable is attached to, there was a cable originally that was coming from the original power supply, and it says GPU power. Now I was assuming that this was actually for the internal GPU to the motherboard. I didn't realize that there's another 4-pin connector that's coming from here that was going that was also powering the GPU, the discrete graphics card, along with the 8-pin that was also being plugged in. So the 8-pin connector plus the 4-pin will run the power to the GPU from this particular motherboard. And with the cables that came with this particular cable is actually labeled CPU. So it's throwing me off, but we got everything to work. So what we're gonna do is this cable here, so it's labeled CPU, and when you plug it into the power supply, you are going to make sure you plug it into the CPU label that's on the back of the power supply with these modular cables, you know. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do some cable management and kind of clean everything up. But I did test this out and get it to work. So once I do all of this, I'll show you. I'm going to cut the computer on, and everything is working. So the only other thing that we need to do, like I said, is for the 1 terabyte hard drive, we're going to get some right angle power cables, SATA cables, to be able to use that. Yeah, like I said, I don't really use it for anything except for storage. So I use other hard drives that we have. So the main thing was that this fits. It powers the system. Everything works. And so I'm going to go ahead and plug the power back in, turn the switch on so you can see that. Hit the power button. All right, we got the Alienware coming up. Okay, boom, we are into Windows. And so everything is working. System is receiving power, and we are good to go. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And that is replacing the power supply on the Alienware Aurora R7. All right, guys, so we got a special delivery, and this is the adapter that I was waiting on for the optical drive after I already installed it. So I'm hoping Not that anybody uses the optical drive, but just so you know, to see what the cable looks like, we'll go ahead and get it connected. There we go. So here's the connector here. This is the 15-pin portion, and then these are the slim 6-pin connection. That this part actually connects to the optical drive, and this part will connect to the regular SATA end. So let's see if we go ahead and see what it looks like being connected. But I still have to get some right angle cables for the 1 terabyte drive, which is actually going to be connected with the SATA cable that's going to be attached to here. So let's go ahead and get this open. Okay, so that works. As you can see, I got that in on the optical drive up at the top, and we have the extra SATA cable right here, and this should fit. Boom. So this is the 15-pin. This is the male that goes into the actual 15-pin female, and then you got the 6-pin adapter that goes into the actual optical drive. So I'm gonna leave that connected for right now, but we're not going to end up using these cables. I'm going to get some right angle cables, so it's going to be a little bit flush, so we could be able to put the casing on. But yes, I just want to make sure I showed you all, this is the cable that you need. So if your system came with a optical drive, you're going to need this cable. Again, I got this from Amazon. I'll post a link. I spent $10 on it, so I'll post a link for it. But we definitely got to search for some right angle cables. Definitely I might have to make a trip back to Micro Center. Hopefully they have some, that way I don't have to order them, because I will be picking up a graphics card soon, and definitely looking forward to that. So follow me on Instagram, because that will be on my Instagram story. And definitely, you know, when we pick up that graphics card, it's going to be super exciting, because we got some great things that's coming back from that. So hey, hope this helps, and yeah, I appreciate it. All right, guys, man, that was amazing. You learn by doing. I had no idea that, you know, I needed that other CPU cable to go along with the actual power for the graphics card, but you learn by doing again. And man, I hope this video helps. Definitely, if you're looking at getting this particular power supply to upgrade with your Alienware Aurora R7, make sure that you only use the cables that you need for cable management. But also make sure that you got everything in a row. You've seen the adapter cable that we got for the optical drive. That just came in today, and man, I'm super excited about, you know, definitely moving on to the next level, which is upgrading the graphics card. So I'm looking at the Nvidia RTX 2080, the EVGA XC Ultra. So that's the card that I'm looking at. I'm super excited about that next upgrade. And it's going to be happening very soon, and I'll see you in the next video.